there, you are looking at a Super Spring Theory Reverb Plus, Spring Reverb Plus from a company called Subdecay. I usually try to keep these things fairly unbiased and keep my opinions to myself so that you can use your ears and decide what you like. But for me personally, I really like this one. I can't hide it. That's why I use it. So quick overview of features, 9-volt power, output, input, swoopy design, reverb knob here, just the level of overall reverb. Decay is how long the reverb hangs out. It can have some pretty long tails on it, which is cool. Tone, which kind of lets you shape it, I guess, like more high-endy or more dark and low-endy, whatever. And then this is kind of the thing that's really cool here. Like, there's a lot of reverbs, or there's some anyway, that will go to 100% wet just with the knob, to where the further you turn up the knob, the less dry signal is part of your signal. So you can get this super washy setting at the highest, all the way to the right on the reverb knob there. So the cool thing about this one is that it has an independent dry knob. So at 50-50, like, it mixes in half of your dry signal no matter what level your reverb is. So you could take all your dry signal out at any level of the reverb. So it can be super washy like the other pedals like this, or you can just have a little bit and still have no dry signal, which is super cool. And you'll see what I mean with that. Two cool toggle switches here too. This one is trails, which when you turn that on, the pedal will, when you turn it off, the reverb will keep going, and then off, that doesn't happen. And then spring setting, which is kind of what this is designed around, kind of trying to be authentic. I think like Fender spring amp reverb vintage situation. And then a room setting where you can just kind of make crazy. I think they say, what do they say on their website? It's something about like caves covered in tiles that reverberate forever. I don't know, but you'll see what I mean. So it's really cool. There's lots of settings. Anyway, Nash T57 into the Morgan RCA 35. Set pretty clean. Sounds like this. Nothing different from the usual there. So let's start in spring mode. And at noon, you get this. Springy. True to its name. Let me show you trails real fast. Let's turn the decay up so it hangs out longer. See, it just dies with this trail thing off. But if you flip that little guy up, try that again. Keep going even when the pedal's off. Definitely cool effect. Doesn't really matter for our purposes, but we'll leave it there anyway. So let's give you a taste of kind of the decay with the spring mode. Let you hear this. That's kind of a minimum. Fairly long there. Creates a pretty cool effect when it just kind of hangs there like that. We'll bring it back to about here so we can hear it hang out for a little while. Tone you could probably imagine, but it just kind of shapes it. So there in the center versus all the way up here. Really bright. And all the way down here. A lot more darker, kind of washy, more darker. You like that? Good grammar. That's what that is. So let's leave that about there, and then kind of show you minimum reverb off. It's just dry signal coming through. So it's interesting that you can also kind of boost with this, like half and half, like that you could hear the dry signal get louder when you crank that thing up. So that's just one more level of complexity there. But anyway, so here's about there. Back that off just a hair. More springy and even more springy. So let me show you what I mean with the dry signal too. So if we put both of those up, then it's just kind of boosted and washy. It's weird. Then you can turn it all the way off. So literally all that's left in the signal is just the reverb, which is super cool and great for ambient stuff, which is why I like this so much. That's what I tend to use it for the most. So let's go to the room settings so you can kind of hear what that's all about at a neutral situation. Nicely toned little room there. So let's give you the range of that. I take that back. Let's go show you decay off. Very kind of bathroomy almost. We'll go up to here. Just kind of hangs there. It's totally cool. Tone, we'll show you a little bit of that. Much crispier. Much darker and more subdued. Super cool for shaping what you're trying to do. We'll leave that there. Reverb off. Just a subtle cave. Not so subtle cave. Giant cavernous hole. So anyway, lots of cool stuff there. Maybe I'll come down to the what do you call it? The middle pickup here on the Telecaster. Nice situation. There's, like I was saying, I put my pick in my mouth. That wasn't too smart. So like I was saying, we can cut the dry signal altogether, crank up the decay a little bit, and you can get super nice like ambient beds of awesomeness. Pretty cool too. You can do stuff like that in either mode, in either spring or room, and so there's tons of room to shape stuff, tons of room to get a lot of different sounds out of one pedal. You almost want presets because there's so many different options that there are, but anyway, super versatile in my opinion, and a super well put together pedal. That's the Super Spring Theory by Subdecay Studios. I will link to their website in the profile below as usual if you want to check them out. They have a bunch of other cool pedals too that I haven't checked out yet, but there's a lot of them, so you should do that. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you would like to spend 5-ish, give or take, minutes with some more gear. Other than that, bye-bye.